So here we are at the book release party that is being hosted by the most esteemed writer and prolific author of Somerville, Carol Rae Bradford, a direct descendant of the Bradfords from the Mayflower. And we are here in Somerville at a very exclusive book release party celebrating the release of her new book, which Carol is this makes it official, and Carol is going to be talking about this and letting us know about her book. And her book is titled, would you like to say what the title is, Carol?
The Strange Journals of the Wife of Dr. Anthony Saliba.
The Strange Journals
The Strange Journals
of the Wife of Dr. Anthony
Saliba. A docudrama novel.
A docudrama novel.
What I'm giving to my group is a 3-page suggestion to look through before they do a review, hopefully. And I'm giving these books out one by one to each of my friends. Now this one goes to Kathy, who is not here, and my friend John will bring this to Kathy, who has a commitment this evening.
Thank you.
And now I have another book that I'm giving out to the group. And this one goes to Anna, my Evelynita and dearest friend today, along with
Thank you
this
very
little-
much.
An interesting cover.
And that is the homework for me.
You will
Thank you.
never
Thank you.
have the time to read it.
Thank you. I do.
Okay,
Paul,
next,
did you make the cover?
Paul
Yes?
did the paintings
It's
on
very,
the
it's
cover.
very,
Laurie,
very nice cover.
Laurie
very
designed the
interesting.
cover. It says inside. Paul did the pictures, okay?
And Lori is Carol's daughter,
Yeah.
who designed the cover,
Laurie Bradford Burke.
and Paul Bradford designed the photos, the pictures. He created the pictures. So this is definitely a family effort.
This one is for Lorraine.
Wife.
Lorraine.
Oh, thank you.
Now, the next one is, did I put the paper inside? This next one is,
Dr. Anthony Saliba.
And we're all
A docudrama.
We're
this is
all
my dear
looking
poet
forward
friend
to
Bob. Bob,
all very much looking forward to reading this salacious piece of
what
documentation.
wonderful poetry he has written about all his friends and his family and us. And tonight, another one of us. Okay?
Oh, this is your book, okay.
So Carol, do I get one for me?
I'll see about that. We'll see about that.
I was at a writing seminar once, years ago, and this woman, and she may have been from Somerville, she was a psychologist, and she'd written a book about the romantic and physical responses that women have when they're in love. And it was like an educational, medical almost thing. The publisher changed it, and they called it Women Who Like Sex. She had a fit. They wouldn't publish it unless she used that title. Which, of course, people who want something salacious would buy it. And it was all academic, you know.
But the publisher probably increased the sales.
Now this one is for David, my friend,
That is
who has
too much.
written so many articles about me.
Carol, I may be your oldest friend.
That's right, since 1992. And he did articles in the Washington Report
Oh,
for Middle East information, and he did articles in the Woburn newspaper. He did articles in a lot. There's Inky. Inky has just made his first appearance.
And Inky has shown up to celebrate this occasion as well. But we all need a black cat on All Souls Day,
Now, this
following
one
the Day of the
here,
Dead.
This one here is for my egalitarian friend. John.
Egalitarian
My
friend.
egalitarian friend.
Thank you, Carol.
Okay. And this one is to Joni, my dear friend. And did we leave anybody out?
No, you're very thorough.
Okay. I look forward to
Carol.
it.
Is
You never got the Mayflower people to ever help you, any of those people down in Plymouth or the
they
Bradford House?
denied my first book and they'll probably deny the second one. And so did the Governor Bradford group, the family group. They wouldn't accept it because it said Mayflower Arab. They were afraid of the word Arab, and I was brought up Anglican, not Arab. But I labeled it, remember you wanted that title, and so did
Well, I think it's such a good title. I may be slightly biased because I know I helped you come up with it. But to me, they're being very short-sighted because if people don't like it, they don't have to buy it. But if they have it, it just means more
they wouldn't-
interesting things for them.
They wouldn't put it in the Mayflower Society, and they wouldn't put it in the Governor Bradford.
It's just something
contact.
different. They
Isn't
have,
that strange?
So it's a sort of,
it's typical. I'm afraid it may be
Political.
typical.
Political.
Well, just short-sighted.
and next year is the 400th anniversary of the, I hope I can go. Are you still doing it?
Well, this is really about intermarriage children, right?
I'm
How
a
it
descendant.
Yes.
How it
Well,
affects them,
I
their
have-
generational.
Yes.
10 off the Mayflower out
cultural
of
gaps.
23 families. And yet, I wasn't noted because most of the people who go down to Plymouth and who are descendants are very rich.
But see, I think you want something interesting and different. And they can even say this isn't for everybody. It's interesting but different. I don't know. I don't agree with them. And I know I'm preaching to the
People are
converted.
not-
But you know what I mean?
They're not open-minded. If they're
I mean-
anti-Arab or anti-Ottoman, they're going to be more
But it's-
so. Because I've exposed just one family. I've exposed one family. That's all.
Would you like to speak a little bit and give a little bit of a synopsis or
The experience of
what-
one family.
what we can look forward to in the book? Of what you hope we can get most out of it, or just would you like to read a small passage and then we can
Okay, I'm gonna
and something that you think might be meaningful for the
tell about-
viewing audience?
Yes, I will tell a little bit about when my mother died. Find it. Oh, I should have had that ready. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. We're spontaneous here.
Okay, here we go. Mom was dead. Nobody told us for days. We were just little kids. Dad sat there in the living room for 3 days with his brother, my uncle. They said nothing to us. Elders didn't explain much to children then. What we didn't know for almost 3 days was going to be for us two important facts: that our mom was dead, and also my Syrian father would give his newborn away to his brother. My mummy was waked in the dining room. I saw her body, beautifully dressed in her powder blue long evening gown. She wore her wedding ring. Her body was cold to the touch. She had said on the way to the hospital that her pregnancy was just a bag of water. So prophetic.
Wow.
More?
If it's up to you, whatever you'd like.
Nobody offered my sister and I any in-depth talk, nor explanations. We were very young when she died shortly after childbirth. No relatives, no aunts, no grandmother to grieve with us, to talk to us. Relatives arrived at our home to visit 3 days later when Mom's wake took place in our dining room. Of course we didn't understand, nor did we feel the pangs of death. I did, but much later on, years later, at my tender age, nobody walked us through the reality of this death. Our dearest and only friend had gone forever. We knew nothing. During the wake, they asked my elder sister to kiss my mother goodbye. She did. Everyone there cried. I refused. When Dad finally talked to my sister Marnie at some point in the future, the light disappeared from her face. It was different with me. I hadn't realized anything, not really inside. It was nothing. So I felt nothing for 20 years. I believed that things would always remain the same. Our Syrian relatives were very warm and kind to us, with one exception. Though those 2 following decades, as a child and later, I was later to feel unconnected. But at first, I didn't feel anything.
Wow. Profound. Bravo, bravo, bravo. Thank you, Carol. That gives us a
Thank you.
feeling of the depth of emotionality that this novel, docudrama, will reveal. And I'm sure that we're all going to feel very connected to the feelings and emotions that you express in there. And we already have.
Thank you.
So it's beautiful. And thank you for the privilege of sharing your book and your feelings and something that you've worked so hard to create, and that has been a real journey for you to do this.
Thank you, Jody.
Thank you, thank you.
What a great evening.
So
What a great
is
evening.
it listed on Amazon so we can review it there? Yes?
It's going to take a while to read it all if you don't get bored to death.